A spare thought for Ukraine, this East European country now finds itself center stage because of domestic politics in the United States. Let's speak to Peter Zalmayev in Kiev. He's the director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Peter. So this has all put Ukraine in a very difficult position, and Ukraine does not want to be on the wrong side of Democrats or Republicans in the United States. Do you think President Zelensky has handled this in the best interest of Ukraine?
I think he has done all he could, considering his inexperience. I mean, this caliber of a scandal for someone so untried in international politics, someone so unorthodox, who came from an entertainment world, this was quite a challenge. And I think it's only now sinking in for Ukrainian officials, for Zelensky and his team, that no matter what they say about for example, the phone call with Mr. Trump, no matter what members of his team say, anything can become a tool of in this fight that we're seeing between the Democrats and Republicans. Even something as innocuous and innocent sounding, it was as, let's say, what the Ukrainian foreign minister the other day said, how that he did not hear any sort of quid pro quo moment from Mr. Ambassador Sondland. I mean, that sounded neutral to his ears, but immediately the Republicans used it as a line of defense and attack on Democrats during the hearing, because the simple fact is that the Republicans don't really have a solid argument to defend their president, so they're sort of biting around the edges. They're quibbling with the process of impeachment, of the impeachment hearing. They're questioning the motives of all the witnesses. They're claiming they're part of some kind of anti-Trump deep state, etc. And Ukrainians really are not in an enviable situation, having been dragged into this morass that we're seeing in Washington.
Part of Trump's defense is that this is about Joe Biden and his son's corrupt activity and how it's affected Ukraine. Do Ukrainians buy that? Did it ever matter to them?
Well, many Ukrainians, if they never even heard the name of Hunter Biden, Burisma is a well-known company, and it's been known that it's cut a few corners in its history. It's considered a corrupt entity. So the very least you could say about Mr. Biden and his son is that they did not exercise due diligence when considering for Hunter Biden to join this board at a very good compensation level per month, so something like $40,000. This was not smart, considering that Joe Biden, even back then, probably already had his sights set on running in 2020. It was not smart, and there are indications that it's affecting Mr. Biden's candidacy pretty negatively.
Well, Peter, do you have any idea what President Zelensky thinks of President Trump, knowing they both have a background of entertainment?
Well, I think there's some version of mutual admiration, and we've seen it corroborated in the phone call dating back to July, when each congratulated the other on such an unorthodox victory. Zelensky acknowledged that they share things in common. So there are similarities between the two leaders, and Zelensky has expected to capitalize on this. But so far, as you've seen, other than that meeting on the sidelines of the United Nations summit in September, the meeting that he has sought with President Trump hasn't really happened.
Well, we have to wrap it up here, but thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. Peter Zalmayev.